Yeah, this is for the culture and for those who love us. Chill, CFW, Compton's most wanted in this motherfucker. South side to the best, north side to the beast. Doing folk with the 80. Greater later, player to player. Real shit lasts forever.
There we go.
Oh shit, we done started out of nowhere.
All right. Welcome to the Sick Show.
Yo, what's good?
All right, we got my co-host Montage One.
Ha.
We got the chill, CMW.
You got
You know
the
we
shit.
chilling. What's happening with it?
Oh, it's all good. I am MannyUP.
Manny.
And we got Big D on the board.
D, motherfucker, D.
Motherfucker.
All right, how we do it. We always got special guests.
Super
No
special.
doubt.
Always. Chill, I'm going to let you do this one.
Okay.
Let's change it up.
Sitting in the hot seat.
Oh,
we got the super producer.
Yes,
we
sir.
got the man. We got the man, the myth, the man behind the man's man. Your producer's favorite producer.
And the homie.
My brother, my homeboy, my teacher, Mr. Rhythm D. y'all.
Rhythm D, y'all.
Mr. Rhythm D. Welcome to the Sick Show.
Glad to be here.
Word.
Nice.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we just been talking all behind the scenes and good music talk.
Yeah,
Music
straight up
gossip.
bars. We got to bring them back somehow.
Yeah.
yeah.
We just bring them back.
Yes.
All right, let's get it started. Let's go right on in. All right, Rhythm D,
Yes, sir.
you go back.
Yes, I do.
A legendary producer,
Yes.
still making hot shit.
Yes, sir.
What, 30 years?
About that, probably.
It's getting close.
Maybe more.
Yeah, it's.
I just turned 50 last October. So
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Shout out to that shit.
Shout out, man.
50 plus gang.
Man, come on.
Straight up.
What's up?
I mean, in these days and age, man, we hitting 50.
We hella
and-
lucky.
And we celebrating.
Super blessed.
Giving
yes.
flowers while
Yes,
we
sir.
can still smell them. Let's do it. Let's do everybody like that.
That part.
Instead of we just putting up flowers on Instagram at funerals.
Right.
Let's do
Preach.
it now, man.
Preach
Come on.
about
There's
it.
a lot of hot guys.
Yeah.
We got one here, Rhythm D. There's others. Can we give them up? Can we give flowers to them all?
Oh, man. I
Man.
say we give our whole flower beds.
Man, we on
Because
a roll.
people is checking out that rapper.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Oh,
so
it's
it's
tough.
like, man, give everybody everything we can give them right now.
We on the
you know?
road on my nigga. We doing one at least 2 a week. Shit, we trying. Shit.
Yeah,
going.
come on.
We
Where we celebrate, we don't interrogate on the
That
Sick
part.
Show.
That part.
We don't need headlines,
No.
gossip.
We
Rumor.
dropping jewels. This is where jewels
Hearsay.
get dropped.
We don't do that. We don't do rumors, hearsay, and gossip.
Yeah.
We just celebrate
This is
people,
lessons.
man. People
Yes.
speak for themselves. Their body of work speaks for themselves. How they touch people
part.
speaks for themselves. So let's get right to it. How'd you start off in music, Rhythm D?
I started off when I was a kid, about 5 years old. My dad used to have a lot of, I don't know if you remember back then, they had this big stereo system.
Capone
that was-
set.
The Fisher
No, it was before that.
before Fisher.
Where the arm popped up. And
Oh, it was like
Sanyo, nigga, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this big gigantic stereo component set, but used to play a lot of Nat King Cole and a lot of the old school, Billie Holiday, and
Right.
Nice.
Oh.
just Quincy Jones,
Right.
And so I was like 5 years old, and at 5, I kind of was like, damn, this is what I want to do. I want to create music.
Right.
I had
Damn,
no idea.
5 years old.
Yeah.
I feel that because I was a youngster like that. My pops had a Capone set.
Yeah.
But it was like furniture. It was in the
Yeah, it was in the-
Oh, yeah, the wood joint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shine.
With the record player down
what
up
I mean?
in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
The high five.
About
Yeah.
High five.
With
That's
the
exactly what I
hand
had.
grip 45 looking shit.
And it was all polished and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I still
But
got it.
in the front of
He's like, I still
see,
got
that's
it.
Dope.
I still
that
got
shit, that's dope.
It's super vintage, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. No, hell yeah.
Antique at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean?
you still got your dad's shit?
Yeah, I still got my parents.
Oh,
I have
wow.
my parents' old
That's a
house.
fade.
And it's
Oh,
never
okay.
been remodeled. It all looks eclectic. People come and rent it for movies. And
That's a
everything.
fade.
Oh, that's
Like,
dope.
It looks
Yeah.
like Stranger Things. but-
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to that, please.
You know,
Yeah.
80s.
Straight from
Nigga making money at the pad,
Ain't touch
literally.
nothing.
Yes, exactly.
so
from
inspired at
1970.
5 years old.
Yeah, about 5 years old, I heard, Quincy Jones and, Duke Ellington and, cats like that, like really genius talented people because there was no way to fake it back then.
Yeah,
real talk.
You know, I heard it at 5, and I started going and messing with the stereo, which was a no because Pops would come and
Oh
like, no,
yeah,
I can't hold
get that ass whooped with that
get my
stereo.
hands
Yeah,
slapped.
right.
But anyway, eventually, my parents got me a piano. They bought me like an old upright from the church.
Oh.
And I started like playing the theme song to SWAT.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so I kind of learned
Two-fingering it, exactly.
I had a way of being able to play back what I heard.
Right.
I didn't have any formal training.
And that was a skill, and you didn't even know it at
I
the
did
time.
not know it. I just
That's
was
what's
able
the
to
grace
do it.
about skills. Sometimes you don't even know
Just
it.
playing by ear. That's
playing
what
by
it's
ear.
called.
How
Just
long did
playing
it
by
take?
ear.
How long did it take you to go dun 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 dun, dun and then with
Maybe
the
like-
other hand go dun 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 dun? You know what I mean?
Probably about a few weeks to get this one right.
That's
to get
dope.
to get the left right. That's if you're not ambidextrous, piano might get a little difficult. But
Right.
you don't give up because the brain.
You have to
eventually-
separate all those, like as in drumming is called something separation, where just everything is
That's
its own brain.
Because you got a piano, I got a drum set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing. You got to be able to split your brain up
Yeah.
and make
Yeah.
something do. Your arm do
Yep.
this
Yeah.
hand do this.
And practice,
Your leg, your
And then
foot.
try to drum, nigga. It's that's why I give it up to niggas like Phil Collins and
No
shit.
doubt.
To drum and fucking sing, bro, or fucking
Bro.
Anderson
Sing.
.Paak, nigga, that shit's hard to do.
Yeah,
Anderson
Larry
Paak.
Blackman.
Larry Blackman
Yeah,
too.
That shit is hard to
Lot
do.
of-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamaica
Super.
funk.
And it's for some it's not hard because they just naturally does it.
That's what I'm saying.
But then
They're
if you
talents.
can't naturally do it, you
Right.
actually have to burn new pathways with your brain.
Right.
To have different electrical signals go
That
to your
part.
right and
Yeah.
to your left. People
Right.
don't know that.
Right.
The more you practice, you burn actual freeways.
I think we use that
It's muscle memory.
and DJing too.
Yes.
Yep,
You
that
know what I'm
too.
saying? Pick a pad.
Yeah.
Pick a pad.
Same.
In order to be accurate,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
the
Right.
accuracy of the left and the right.
Right.
But any natural ability, when enhanced by practicing, will develop into greatness. So
Those are facts.
I just stayed on it. When I was a kid, I won a couple of talent shows. It
Nice.
was Hercules. You
Oh.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Moms and family was happy, and then I eventually really got serious about it as I was going through school and high school and
Right.
and growing
B-boy
up.
style. West
Right.
Coast. You know what I'm saying? What
Well,
school,
I mean,
what
hip
school
hop.
you went to, Rhythm?
I went to Sarah. I graduated
Nice.
from Sarah High School.
Oh, shit.
In Gardena.
That's right.
In the guard.
Where they had to fly, I ain't gonna lie, y'all parties was kind of fly. I ain't
We
gonna
had
lie.
probably the best dances.
Yeah, y'all
I
dances
used
was
to
fly.
Yeah,
I used to ditch
Jam
and
and
go up
Gemini
there.
used to DJ.
Yep, Jam and Gemini, that's right, nigga. I was up in that motherfucker. Trust.
Real talk. And then explain how important, and this can help some of our audience, how important encouragement from your parents when you first starting out gives you the ability to be like, I think I could do it. I could do it. They like it. I think I could do it. It's
was a lot-
powerful.
It was very important because those are your parents are your first gods. And
sure.
You can get praised by the whole world and come home, and if they tell you that you're a piece of shit, then it's going to make you feel
You're done.
It's gonna sink in.
So
you're done.
to me, it made me, because my mom and my pops, supported it. They didn't know where it was going to go, but they were like, well, maybe he has something here because I see he has a gift.
And it kept you out of trouble.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I really didn't care about anything but that.
Right.
I had a passion for it. So anything else that was taken away from that time in order for me to perfect the craft that I was really into, it really had it just didn't generate. I didn't care. Everybody was out shooting and gang banging, but I was in the studio
but you-
at the
yeah,
house. I was
yeah,
at the
no
house,
doubt.
creating and perfecting my craft. And I think,
doubt.
that's what,
So
what
look,
got me.
I don't want to jump,
Okay, please.
but I'm going to jump.
That was the prereq, y'all. Let's go.
Right.
So you produce a song that steady gets song play right now from the golden era. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because people don't really pay attention to the producer.
Nowadays,
And at that point, you know what I'm saying, they didn't pay attention to the rapper. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people didn't know that was Paper Boy,
Right, yeah.
the world famous Diddy.
That was my
You know what I'm
first hit
saying?
record.
Nice.
Diddy, well,
Yeah.
too, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's the first record you produced.
Yes, I produced that in 1992, and it kind of broke in a club called Jamaica House.
I remember Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
LA history right there.
Yeah, that was probably that was the hottest clubs out here. I was like very involved in that because of the people.
Was that Q Boy?
No, that was actually Dave Ferguson.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dave Ferguson.
And it was Dave Ferguson had a label with a friend of mine named John Ferguson, which was his brother.
No doubt.
And John put out he met a rapper, and he put out a song called The Ditty that I produced. It's a whole lot. I'm jumping around, but there's a whole lot of history that goes along with that on how I met Paper Boy and all of that. But I met him like late '91. I was already hanging out at Jamaica House at the time, and it was blowing up. It's one of the hottest clubs. And Paper Boy came over my house and was like, yo, man, I met this dude named John, and he wanted to put some money behind the record.
Nice.
And at the time, I'm doing so much trying to be down over here.
Right, trying to get on.
Yeah, just trying to get on. And I didn't really pay much attention to that part. I was just going. So John came through, and he put some money behind it. And it started getting played in all of the swap meets and all of that, and then it started really picking up as far as sales.
Right.
And then eventually it got on a station on Power 106 on a show called Whack It or Track It.
I remember that.
And
Power Out 106 was out back then?
Oh yeah, Baker Boys.
Yeah.
Baker Boys.
Baker Boys.
No, this was Lozano on the Loose.
Oh yeah,
On that show for the
I remember that.
Make it or break
So-
it or whack it or track it.
Whack It or Track It.
Whack It or Track It. It got
Pump
on
it
there
or
and
dump it.
it started. Yeah,
It's a few
like
of
that.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of them, Pump It,
Right.
Whack It or Track It. But it got on there and it won for like maybe 2-3 months.
Oh, damn.
I remember that.
It just stayed up.
That was a hot song, too.
Yeah.
Especially
Stayed
out
on
here.
it.
Still to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
West
saying? I was
Coast
just
classic.
at a spot and they dropped the needle on that motherfucker and it went up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? I said,
Yeah.
all I do is I Rhythm D, you got one. Man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
One of many. You know what I mean? But from the intro, that's hard, man. That's super dope. You know
It
what I
blew
mean?
up from there, and then after that, that's when my career like really started, like getting some notoriety because all of a sudden I had a record on the radio.
Right.
I'm curious to know what kind of equipment you was using back then. As a youngster. We didn't have
Then
much back then.
I produced that whole record on the SB1200.
Oh, okay.
And then I played
Which are
the rest
worth
of
like
it.
10 racks right now.
Come
10 to
on,
12 racks. That motherfucking
You know,
machine. I had 3 of them.
SB1200. Yeah, not the other one.
No, the
real one.
SB1200 is 10 to 12 racks right now, bro, and I had 3 of them. So, man.
So when you sampled that fucking more bounce, you only had so much sampling time.
Yeah, it was Do Wah Diddy. So first of all, it was fast.
Right.
And
You speeded it up.
Yeah,
more
78.
no, I didn't. I chopped it up. I chopped up each part of the kick, the snare, the bass line. And, like you said, we only had 11 and a half seconds.
Right.
So each piece was on each pad, and I replayed it slower because the original More Bounce is incredibly
Fast.
fast.
Right,
It's-
right.
It's almost country.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So I chopped it up, slowed it up, and then I took another sample, but I'm not going to say what it is.
That's right.
Come on, man. Give us the jewel,
he's
man.
like-
what
he's
it
like
is.
the ground
I ain't
nigga.
gonna
Somebody
charge you
might
for it
come
now.
out the lurch,
I ain't
nigga.
gonna charge you
Exactly.
for
I ain't
it
gonna say
now.
what it is, but it's the key element in between the kick and snare.
Okay.
And it has,
Which you
it has
managed
some-
to elude the actual
it has some
nigga.
famous shakers in it. But
Nice.
but
Yeah, don't tell him.
I EQ'd
You know
all
what?
of the
Rhythm
bottom
D
out
is
of it.
like
Right,
that.
right.
So-
He's like that. He's like that.
He's like
You know what I'm
grandma
saying?
with the recipe, but give you every ingredient
Because he
except
did,
one.
He did another great record, and I'm just gonna jump in. Compton City G's by the legendary EAZY E. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's a hidden sample in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, we talk, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey man, what is that in the background? And I'm digging through the crates. I said, is this it right here? You like, you found out my fucking shit.
It's a small loop that's like ghosting in there.
Right.
You know,
Dope.
and then the rest of it is just chops of different, shakers.
See,
and
that's
Right,
the thing.
right.
You gotta take this shit and be creative. Hey kids, don't just loop the record. Do something to it.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
say to yourself,
manipulation.
say to yourself as a producer, young kids, like, how can I just make this unrecognizable to the owner of it?
How can I
that's
get
the
away with
best.
this?
Yeah, that's the
Right.
best. And it's not like you're trying to be slick. It's just you're challenging yourself to
Yeah.
like really. I
artistry.
want to play it to the nigga who made it and have him be like, "Hey, that was dope. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah,
like,
it's like
nigga,
it's,
your shit."
it's chemistry. It's like
Right.
alchemy. It's being a chemist.
You
being
taking a sample
you know.
and using it as an instrument
Manipulate.
instead of a
Exactly.
loop.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, you don't want to loop it. You
Nah.
want to manipulate it to make it your own. And a
Make
lot of
it your
times we
own.
wouldn't have somebody that would come in and be able to play the Shakers live or
Right.
anything
Right.
like that.
So
Or we
you
didn't have
had
a
to.
producer. I mean, we'd have a big studio to do it ourselves. So
Right.
we had to like manipulate and you know.
No doubt.
You know,
But the young
different
producers
sounds.
now, they really stay away from samples. They
Yeah,
play
yeah.
a lot of shit.
Well, no, there's a new way of
it's
doing
a new
it right
wave.
now.
It's
Yeah.
a new wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because what they tapping off into is R&B and you know, Tony, Freddie Jackson.
Yeah, those are old songs
You know
now,
what
which
I'm
is
saying?
funny
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Those are classics to us. but
Right.
they old as fuck to them.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
exactly.
they recreating that for the groove
Yeah.
and making it their own.
Just
you know what I'm
nostalgia.
saying? You know,
Nostalgia.
versus us, we was really in the
Yeah.
crates. You know, shout out to P Rock, shout out to
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying,
Yeah.
Premier.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Well, they consider that the crates too.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
You know.
Their crates
well,
on
look,
YouTube.
that's what I was
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Their
Yeah.
crates are YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they
you know,
rip YouTube. They
but
rip YouTube.
well,
we had to
they
go
have
actually and look and be
Yeah,
like,
we
man,
was
what?
buying
The one thing that I can say that's opened up that I like as far as sampling is people going to movie soundtracks and shit more because they can rip from YouTube.
Yeah.
Because that's a gang of shit I be hearing now. I be like, damn, nigga finally got that. And I know it's just a movie thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
know, we was doing that too, especially
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
think of those old NWA records or the Fugees. Ooh, Ready or Not.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
That's
right.
from the one movie. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Sleepwalkers.
Yeah,
Sleepwalkers.
no doubt. You know
I mean,
what I'm saying?
but you got to have fun with the technology now because we're able to do things that we wish that we could have done.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really having fun with nowadays is the
That's
technology. I'm not judging where hip hop is.
Bro.
I'm extremely happy that it is taking over the world.
So- and that's what it is.
Listen,
People
I don't
don't
know
understand that.
I don't
It is
know-
music. It's
Yeah.
popular music now.
Period.
I don't know what show it was that we were on, but I preach this all the time, bro. Like technology was made for niggas like us, right? People keep thinking about the dude who knows nothing and uses technology to easily make a beat the next day that can bang.
Right.
But aside from that, it's for niggas that's been kicking up dust, putting in work and shit like that.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to think of all this truncation shit I was thinking about. I can use my brain power on like some old other Yoda level type
doubt.
shit with this
Exactly.
technology, dude. So
Exactly.
I'm glad you spoke
Yeah,
on that.
Exactly.
So look,
It's-
let me go back to the Diddy, right? Or what's next after the Diddy?
after the Diddy, well, during the time I was working on the Diddy, I was hanging out with Suge. I got introduced to Suge by his cousin. Her name was Tammy. She was rapping. Her name was Sparkle.
Sparkle.
Battle Cat was producing her at the time.
Right. Damn, that's Suge family. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his cousin.
Damn.
So she said, Rhythm, my cousin is starting a label. And I said, well, she was like, yeah, he's looking for producers. Now, at the time, she didn't tell me that it was Death Row.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell that was. You know what I mean? And so I go meet up, she links me up with him. At the time, we had, pagers. We didn't have, so he,
Not even two ways.
yeah. So she gave my number. He paged me, put a little code behind it. I went up to meet him over there at the Fat Burger on Lancashire in North Hollywood. And we chopped it up. He come out, what's up, man? Suge has this kind of like twitch that people don't really know about. It looks like he's burping. So he comes out, and I'm like, man,
I think I know what you're talking
why he keep doing? Why he keep doing that?
He was getting
So,
bigger. He just,
Yeah, so
A little tick.
big
he
as a
come out.
motherfucker.
Yeah, we chop it up, and he's like, I'm starting.
Shout
a
out to
label.
Suge Knight, man.
Shout out.
Know you have blessings.
Yeah, so we linked up and started talking, and he was like, I want to, bring you by the studio. I'm in there working with a lot of cats, and whoop whoop. But even he didn't mention what was happening. So after that, I was hanging out with. I got a whole clique, where it's me, Smokey Robinson's daughter. We're like the famous Hollywood kind of clique that hangs out at Jamaica House.
Right.
So around that time, the riots hit, and everything gets kind of shut down. But a little bit before that was my journey on Death Row, where I met Dre and I met Snoop, and,
Right.
and during all that time, the Diddy is just blowing up on the radio,
Right.
Nice.
and I'm paying more attention to being on Death Row. You
Right.
know what I mean? And I ended up doing a song on the deep cover soundtrack called "Down with My Nigga,"
Right.
where me and Unknown and
Yeah.
3-2 and Snoop wrote it for a girl
DJ
named,
Unknown.
yeah, Unknown produced it along with me, and 3-2 wrote the hook and Snoop wrote the verses. And
So you was around there when that shit happened with Unknown?
No.
All right, leave that alone. Keep
Yeah, we're
going.
gonna keep.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that pushing. We're gonna keep that pushing.
You know.
Was that at the old Solar? Was you producing at the Solar building?
Yeah, I was up there. I would be at the Solar building, like I would be at the Solar building late at night. Dre and everybody would be there during the day from 11 to about 7 p.m.
Okay.
Like a job, working on the Chronic and all the records up there. So I would come through there. It would be me, Tony Lane, and I was working on Sugar Free at the time.
Okay.
And he's fresh out. He's like Rhythm D.
Yeah.
He wasn't Sugar Free then.
Right.
But I became cool with him, and I started. I was just up there making beats and having a good time and learning the SSL board and all that.
Was up there. That's a jewel, bro.
That's what I was actually working on up there, and I was supposed to work on Suge and I'm not Suge, but Rage and Jewel, but. Somewhere along the way, I ended up like skating and then doing my, taking my journey, during the riots.
Right.
And then, after that is when it was my journey on meeting EAZY. I met EAZY E by being over at Death Row.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how I met.
Damn,
EAZY.
how was that meeting?
I met him through a girl named Tracy. Her name is Tracy Jernigan, and that was the mother of his child.
Jernigan, that's the homegirl.
Yeah, I met her through, but I got introduced to her by another girl that was up at Death Row, and I think I was trying to holler at her or something.
Right.
And she was like, "My homegirl need beats."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, well, who's your homegirl?"
Yeah.
And I met her, and we started linking up, and I started working on her project. She was rapping at the time, and then she kept saying, "Hey, my baby daddy needs you. He needs you for real." You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "Well, who your baby daddy?" She was like, "I'm gonna tell you after you finish my shit." So all this went on for about a few months, and I was making her shit sound hella dope because I knew how to offset the DA88s and the 2-inch reel
the task
to
amps.
make your voice be a little bit more on beat.
Right.
The same thing we do with nudging.
Right. Nudging the track.
So if you're like a 45% rapper, I can make you sound,
be in that pocket.
Moving them vocals around, bro, it'll give, man, people don't understand, it'll give that shit a whole new flavor sometimes when you hang it on the end, kind of.
We laugh at it now because I'll be like, man, y'all just don't know. Y'all think y'all busting like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The things we do to y'all voices.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? All this nudging and cutting and slicing and, man.
Everybody's perfect pocket right now.
Right.
Which isn't, it's not naturally true.
Well, that's what separated
Right.
great artists. Like a Biggie was just naturally in his freaking pocket, nudging. Like, God, he's in the spaces.
Yeah, it's called talent.
Exactly.
It's called talent. But anyway, long story short, I made her stuff sound good. It was banging. And then she finally was like, roll out with me. You know what I mean? Like, hang out with me for a second. Let's go grab something to eat. And we went over to her crib, and I walk in, and all I see is NWA plaques, and I'm like,
like, where am I at?
Yeah, I'm like, who's your baby daddy? She was like, my baby daddy's EAZY E. So now my mouth dropped, like, damn, they over there dissing the fuck out of this nigga.
Right.
You feel me? Like, they over there, they going in on him. And, it was one of them things where you're like, damn, you got a choice. You know? So I could either be over here and stay and not be Rhythm D. I'll just be a little keyboard player or somebody that was drum programming.
Right.
Or do I want to continue to become who the fuck I'm supposed to be?
Right.
Yeah.
So
excellent move, my nigga. Give it up for that, please.
That's an executive decision.
Yeah.
So you get over there and you do the beat. Well, you do a lot of stuff. But, to notice Compton City G's. You know what I mean? Which is one of my favorite jams, and I'm sure a lot of
appreciate it.
Just for the artistry, you know what I'm saying, as well as, the what do you call it? The sport of it. You know what I'm saying? And battle rapping.
Right.
You know what I mean? Did you feel like you was in that beef or just because you produced it and was in the video?
I mean, I was totally in the beef. I was at Death Row at first.
I was going to ask you that.
So
I was going to ask you that.
It looked like I was jumping ship and going, but it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It was like I didn't know I was finna meet EAZY E. I had a hit record on the radio, and then all of a sudden I get introduced to EAZY E just out of the
randomly.
randomly.
Yeah.
So the universe has a way of, and I went through a few little weird little Hollywood shits over there that wasn't quite the norm,
Right?
Yeah.
And it at the end of the day, I looked at it like, okay, well, this dude really needed me. You know what I mean? He needed whatever the universe was supposed to make
She
happen.
said that to you, though, nigga. She said that to you.
And I was like,
And you
damn. I was
definitely
like,
was an asset
damn,
over
you do
there.
need me.
Yeah, you was
Not that
a
everybody
super
wasn't
asset.
producing some beats, but they wasn't me. You
Right.
feel
Yeah.
me? Not to sound like that. It was just that was my.
It's a legend
Speak your
statement.
truth.
It's a legend
Speak your
statement, my
truth.
nigga.
Yeah,
The
without
other
being
stuff was
modest.
whack. I'll
Yeah.
say it.
It was just it was things weren't the same.
Right.
Once
Dre left.
the doctor was gone.
Right.
So and I was still young. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I knew what they were doing. I knew they was on G-Funk, and I knew the sound that was coming out. And EAZY really didn't get it right away. He's because he was at the time when I got over there, he was working with Naughty by Nature. And,
Tretch.
yeah, he was working with KG.
KG,
That was
yeah.
producing all the beats.
KG.
Right.
Tretch was
And-
right, was penning for him a little bit too, right?
a little bit, and then
Yeah.
he was working with another group, another bunch of producers. One was Solid Productions. They were from Denmark.
I remember that. That's don't say it. Willer.
Yeah,
Yep, Willer.
They did
That's the homie.
Yeah, they did
Yeah.
all the MC Ren's, Shock of the Hour with me and all
Yeah.
that.
that's who
I've
did
been
that?
over his pad a couple of times back then.
Yeah, so
You got out on Shock of the Hour too?
yeah, I did. I got on everything. I was the head of production over there
At that point.
At that point,
Right.
you know what I mean. And anything I wanted to do, I was like spoiled as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No doubt.
Easy would be like, yo,
Yeah. Just do it.
if your grandma wanted a deal,
Right,
I was
right.
I was getting everybody deals.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't at the time. I wasn't paying no attention to it, but I was just really. I was plugging niggas like,
Yeah.
EAZY the homie. He's my buddy, and he was
Right.
like, well, who else you got? EAZY would take a whole bunch of shit and throw it up and see what it would stick.
Right.
He wasn't necessarily focusing on dope or whack,
Right.
because he had a label, so he had to have a lot of content,
Right.
So he would just take a bunch of stuff and see, the dope stuff would stick,
Right.
and then the rest of it would kind of just be
I think
published.
needless
Right.
to say that he was in an awkward space at that time too. After
Yeah, he was in an awkward space
Cube and
because
Dre bounced
yeah.
on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody betrayed him
right.
at the end of the
Basically.
day.
Right.
You
know?
think they betrayed him?
Well, they
or-
betrayed. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
They betrayed him. I'm on the outside looking in.
Okay.
Right.
And, I know old stories of so many big labels from Motown. Like, at the end of the day, you can have a sense of loyalty and you can make it and make oodles of money together. But if everybody has their own path and chooses a different route based on not understanding that this is not your shit,
Right.
you
Yeah.
gotta get over here and really make your own thing.
Right.
What came between them was Jerry. In his relationship with Jerry as a businessman. This is the man who helped him turn his D-boy money into
Right.
a
Real money.
Right, right.
Okay.
So no, I'm not gonna leave this guy.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because you say so. And you
Right.
Say, let's,
Or just be honest, you niggas couldn't help me do that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and,
we
that
just
part-
rapping together.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right.
Right.
So it's like nobody was really, really hurting. They all was living in Calabasas.
Right.
Had really nice cars. They were living really good.
Right.
But were they making as much as him? No.
Yeah, so you got to think.
You know what I'm saying?
You
So-
young guys out of
Yeah.
Compton, South Central.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got all this fucking money.
Right.
You driving around here, you got the baddest bitches. You know what I'm saying? You got so much money. You know what I mean? You basically the stars because there wasn't a lot of rappers from the coast back then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially doing what they doing.
Nigga, they was the only niggas
Yeah, I
giving
mean-
them parties too.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I was there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I was
I told
there.
you before, you know what I'm saying? That's the first time I seen a woman kiss another one.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, I
what I'm
was
saying?
there.
At EAZY E party. You know what I'm saying?
Eating fresh fried fish.
Oh my God, it was going crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Pork chops.
Yeah, but you got
Exactly.
to think, they got all that money. Ain't nobody moving right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if E was still living right now, I think Dre, Yella, Ren, Cube, all of them would be big as Dr. Dre right now. And together.
I mean, it's like I don't look at it like that.
You know, through that beef, you know, Dre and E stayed right down the street, right?
Yeah, I'd be over in Calabasas because I lived with EAZY. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, where's Dre? And right over there. You know what I mean? It was one of them things where it was like brothers was kind of like mad at each other and hurt.
Right.
Now, what came in between that made it worse is other people.
Yeah.
It's always.
Hell yeah.
Always.
The shit at the seminar, nigga. All of that shit.
That's the aggregator.
Other people.
Right.
And, you know, if you and I got a problem and he's in between pumping both of us up on our anger towards each other.
Right. It's going to get turned up.
It's going to get all the way turned up.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it got to money and whose job is what and who needs who more.
Right.
Now, on the musical standpoint, we all know that Dr. Dre was needed over there.
Right.
That was just, once he was gone, the sound was pretty much.
You was killing it. I'm just saying my vision is everything that he brought to the table, everything Q brought to the table, everything Dr. Dre and Ren and Yella.
It was a unit.
It'll all be together now. That means you would be over there with Dre and Cube. And I think it would be Ruthless.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, I wouldn't be over there with Dre. I'd be by myself.
Of course, you'll have your own shit, but you know.
Well, at the end of the day,
that's ground zero.
Ruthless is where I started as a producer. And, you know, even though I produced a hit record before I got over there, I learned how to be a producer over there.
Right.
I was a beat maker before that.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Right. And it's a difference.
And it's a total, because you got to actually you have to use your brain because you're coaching people in creating a product that is supposed to make a lot of money.
Right.
Back then, we couldn't make music without money.
Right.
So that's the difference between then and now. So it costs a lot of money to make it, and you were really put on the spot. You know, the EAZY was paying me.
Right.
So I had to come through and make them records, and hours and hours and thousands of hours in the studio, long nights, and and it was a lot going on, a lot of stress.
Right.
But I didn't know it was stressful because I was paid, and I'm young, I'm having a good time. So
doing what you love.
Yeah.
It's never worked.
He was in an awkward position back then, all the way around.
Yeah, all the way. All the way around. He was getting completely dissed. He had made some really bad choices. With the Officer Ted Brasenio thing. That was the guys that beat up Rodney King.
Yeah.
He sided with one of them. It was all on the news. So I had a lot
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Nigga.
He sided with them.
Yeah,
he set up in the White House.
Yeah.
It was his lawyer.
His lawyer was the lawyer of one of the cops.
Yeah,
and they met at his lawyer office, and they became friends.
That part.
But it was during the trial.
Yeah, nigga, like what the fuck?
Oh, so he was just in the position.
It was some other stuff that EAZY had got in trouble with. That it was like, help us do this,
right?
And
we'll help you with
do
that.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
EAZY was highly connected,
right?
And that's one of the things that people don't.
Nigga, he went to the White House, nigga, with a Jerry curl early in the game, nigga. Like no one even saw that coming.
He was locked out
with the whitest staff, nigga.
I just seen Too Short talk. Shout out to Too Short, man. You know what I'm saying? I seen Short talking an EAZY story. He said they was on the bus and some fam noticed EAZY in the front seat. And was like, damn, that's EAZY E. Who this? This motherfucker pull out a gun and shit and bow, 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 bow.
Oh, shit.
In the air.
South side to the best. North side to the least. Doing forward to 80. Greater later. Player to player. Real shit lasts forever.